Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good to see you this morning. How is everyone doing? Good? Okay. Welcome to the live in-person and live Zoom worship service of the Unitarian Church of Riverside. Our opening hymn this morning is Room at the Table. Feel free to rise or sing as the Spirit moves you. The lyrics will be projected on the screen. Now, please rise and embody your spirit and join us in singing Room at the Table.
Let our hearts not be hardened to those living on the margins. There is a room at the table for everyone. This is where it all begins. This is how we gather in. There is a room at the table for everyone. Too long we have wandered, burdened and undone, but there is a room at the table for everyone. Let us sing the new world in. This is how it all begins. There is a room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. No matter who you are, no matter where you're from, there is room at the table for everyone. Here and now we can be the beloved community. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all. No gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. There is room for us all, and no gift is too small. There is room at the table for everyone. There's enough if we share. Come on, pull up a chair. There is room at the table for everyone. Let our hearts not be hardened to the living on the margins. There is a room at the table for everyone. This is how we gather in. For everyone.
Thank you for joining us here in person, and thank you for joining us remotely by Zoom, where we will continue live streaming and posting these services on our YouTube channel for our virtual attendees. I'm Grace Preuss, a member of the Worship Committee, and I will be your worship associate today. Other members of the worship committee who make this service possible include Alec Peck, our music coordinator, who is also monitoring our sound system today, along with Mari Morse, and Adam Wedeking, who monitors our visual and online connections. We welcome you to join us this morning with an open mind and an open heart, and with muted electronic devices, please. We come together this morning to remind one another that we are connected in mystery and miracle, awareness and gratitude. We have come to this time and place to explore different spiritual perspectives together, develop a faith that is personally meaningful, and to bring our gifts of love and service to this community and to each other. Thank you for being with us today. Before we move into the service, there are a few announcements we would like to share. We will mention several websites, email addresses, and phone numbers. At the end of the service, we will leave up a slide with all of this information, and it is also available on our website. Our first Sunday luncheon will be served today after the service. The theme is Green Foods, in celebration of St. Patrick's Day. Contributions are appreciated and will be donated to the church fund. Everyone is welcome. The monthly Peace Circle Talks are informative and supportive discussions about current events that relate to UU values. It will be held today around noon in the parish hall. All are invited to attend and participate in the Q&A session. Church Council will meet on the first Wednesday of the month in the annex, which is next door. The next meeting will be at 5:30 p.m. on March 4th. UUCR's Lifespan Learning Committee will soon be sponsoring an evening discussion group called Estuary that will hold their meetings in our church. These bi-weekly gatherings are open to anyone in UUCR and the surrounding community who would be interested in participating in a roundtable discussion on a group-selected topic of the day. We are currently considering the options of meeting on either the first and third Mondays or the first and third Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m., but this has not been decided yet. The meeting days will be discussed at the Church Council meeting this coming Wednesday and will be announced shortly. If you would like to meet with others to respectfully and thoughtfully discuss selected topics ranging from current events to philosophy, endeavors, or any other topic that you would like to bring to the table, please consider joining the Estuary group. For more information, please see Mari Morse. Now we would like to invite Nick Williams up to speak to us about the pledge drive. Nick?
Good morning. I am Nick Williams, member of the Pledge Committee, along with Tinka Friend and Kate. His last name I suddenly forgot. Okay, so pledge, pledge, pledge.
What?
Pledge, pledge, pledge.
What are you talking about?
Glad you asked. This is probably the most important activity of the whole year. Probably the longest lasting and has the most impact. It does make some people uncomfortable. We are talking about money. Do not be afraid. I say nay and get out of there. It is very easy. We have a piece of paper. You fill it out. It has no demand about how much you should pledge for the next year. How much is up to you, your income, your personal finances, how involved you are in the church, how much the church means to you, how much you are getting out of the church, and how important it is to you that the liberal and loving voice of this church continue to ring out in the community. There are some important things to think about before you've decided how much to pledge. If you pledged before, there will be a suggested increase. If you can do it, great. If you can do more, fantastic. You do not have to be a member of the church to pledge. But if you are a regular attendee of the church, please consider pledging. And if you're pledging and not a member, please consider becoming a member. For those of you who have never pledged, we have guidelines that may help. There are members of the Pledge Drive Committee that will sit down with you and answer any questions you have. The process isn't difficult. In fact, pledging is a sacred act you do for the church and for your faith. So don't be afraid to pledge, pledge, pledge.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. Our time together is brief, but it is filled with joy. In that spirit, I invite you to turn to those around you, greet them, welcome them, and share that joy. I see some new faces out there today. For those on Zoom, you can use the Zoom wave gesture or just wave at your camera. Welcome to all of our visitors today, and welcome back to all of our old friends. We would love to meet you during coffee hour and the first Sunday lunch today in the parish hall after the service, where you can also find our visitors tablet. Please leave your name before you leave so that we know you are here, and leave your contact information if you would like updates on church events. There will also be a short discussion after the service to share your reflections with us. For those online, the best way to get added to the mailing list is to email the church office at admin@uuchurchofriverside.org. And now I invite you to sit back, take a slow, deep breath as we move into the worship hour. You are welcome to read with me the covenant of our church. Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest of truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, and to live in harmony with all the living creatures and plants of the earth. This do we affirm. Today's speaker is UUCR member Wren Monsour. Wren Monsour is a pagan UU, a classically trained singer, and a Reiki master teacher. She has recently launched a new business, Crossroads Reiki, with the loving support of her wonderful wife, Quinn. In today's service, you will learn a little bit more about Reiki. One of the sources of wisdom that UUs draw from is the direct experience of that transcending mystery and wonder, affirmed in all cultures, which moves us to a renewal of the spirit and an openness to the forces which create and uphold life. Reiki is a spiritual practice that was developed in the 1920s in Japan and has spread worldwide. We will explore the history of this practice and how it relates to our UU principles. There are 2 handouts that all of you should have received. If someone has not received it, there's a table there that has those handouts for you to take.
They're optional. It's just a little extra information if you want it.
Thank you, Wren. Okay. We have 2 lightings of sacred flames. The first is a remembrance candle for the indigenous peoples who continue to cry out for justice and self-determination. We remember that we live off the unceded lands of several indigenous peoples, including the Cahuilla, the Luiseño, the Serrano, the Tongva, and the Cupeño, among others. We light this sacred flame in their remembrance and in recognition of their ongoing struggle for freedom and dignity. Our second sacred flame is our own chalice, the symbol of our faith. We are blessed with this space and opportunity to strive to live out our common principles, to bring justice, equity, and compassion into our daily lives, to resist all that threatens the earth and her people, and to be part of a world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Let these thoughts carry us forth as we journey and worship together. Today's chalice lighting words are "The Mysterious Pull of the Unanswerable" by Wren Lennox. We have chosen to bring ourselves here to this sanctuary to gather as a community of faith. We join together in solidarity as a covenanted people who are drawn together by the promise of connection and the mysterious pull of the unanswerable. We draw on experiences of love and wonder to lift our hearts and move us beyond the mundane. As seekers, wanderers, appreciators of nature, connoisseurs of curiosity, and creators of connection, our paths have converged today so that we might become present to the spirit that is worship. And so, let us worship together. It is said that shared joy is a double joy, and shared sorrow is half sorrow. On the first Sunday of each month, we share the joys and concerns that we have received from you and which you have collected throughout the month. First, we will see if there are any joys and concerns which were given to us in our book. So for those new ones here today, we have a Joys and Concern book that you can come up and fill out anytime during the month, so that at the next Joys and Concerns, we could read out what you wrote and share with the congregation. Today, there is no notes in the book, so we would like to invite you to please raise your hand, and we would, who would like to speak to their joy and concern, and we'll invite you up to the microphone to speak about their experiences. Linda?
Good morning.
Morning.
My joy is that I have been coming to this church since the mid-1990s. And shortly after I joined, probably 2 years maybe, I started on a course that was offered here by Cynthia Kane, the then minister, called Course of Miracles. And I have been participating in that since then. That has been very enlightening for me. And recently, at this point there are only 2 of us going, but recently there was a, we ran across a Course of Miracles version of the actual original text. And we've been studying that. And I have to say it's given me great joy in my life. It's helped me to handle multiple challenges I've had over the last year. And if anybody's interested, please let me know. Thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Good morning, Dave.
Hi, my name is Dave Van Voort, and I have a grave concern about what's going on, missiles striking Iran from multiple missile attacks from Israeli and U.S. forces. One struck a school, killing 148 girls and injuring 95, reported by Guardian News. I really oppose this military action, and I call on everybody to vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave. Bill?
I have cited an unknown amount of endangerment to the job that I use to pay for my rent. I don't know whether or not I'm a throwaway as of now or whether or not I'm a keeper. Not a good feeling. I'd appreciate any positive energy you can send me in this direction. And as far as the way larger politics are going, I believe the line is, so far, it is a race between those building a better mousetrap and those creating more aggressive and stupid mice. It is unknown as to who is winning right now, but the numbers are not great. And we'll go from there.
Thank you, Bill. Tinka?
Excuse me. So I'm Tinka Friend, and my joy is that I saw my neurosurgeon a week ago, and he decided that I could get off of wearing the hard brace on my neck, which I have worn for 7 months since my car accident and breaking my neck in 2 places. And so I'm on a soft collar, which is much more comfortable. I appreciate that. And I don't have to wear this all the time. I can gradually take it off, so I'm able to take it off and sleep on a pillow where my head actually goes onto the pillow and not on some hard thing. So that is a great joy to me. And the fact that my limitations have been, I sort of say revoked, but anyway, they've been lifted. To where I can bend and twist and pull and push. And I know that's probably a great joy for Nick because he's been doing all of that for me. And so it's not, it's a joy and I'm feeling much lighter, but there's a little bit of not being able to fully, embrace it because he wants me to go back to do my regular things, gradually have this off all the time. And then at the end of that, we'll take another x-ray and see. Because what's happened is one of the broken places of the bone, since they're not healing back together solid, they're sort of loose. And one is, when I bend forward, it protrudes into the spinal column. It's not touching the nerve right now, but he wants to see after 3 months of doing regular activity if that's going to push it forward. So if it, in 3 months when they take the x-ray, if it has protruded farther into the spinal column, then I will have surgery. So there's still a little bit of surgery or not, and I'll have to wait till the end of 3 months, but I'm so glad for this part.
Thank you, Tinka. And we will keep you in our thoughts. Nick?
Good morning. I'm Nick Williams, better known as Tinka's husband. My joy, of course, is Tinka's joy. It's looking good and promising, and as long as there's no symptoms, we'll be good. My joy is that after cluttering up, I have my own office type room at home. After cluttering it up for a couple of decades, I'm making strong headway in decluttering it, getting a new bookshelf so I can get books up off the floor where they really don't belong but always seem to end up. And I've got a treadmill that'll go in there that's going to help me with my balance and my strength issues in my legs. And I'm hoping that that will really move things forward for me. So thank you for listening.
Thank you, Nick. Good luck with your spring cleaning. Good luck with your spring cleaning.
Oh, thank you.
Is there anyone else? Lauren?
I have a couple of mixed joys and concerns. The first one is my my grandniece in Wisconsin. She's kind of my step-niece in a way. Was down with pneumonia for almost 3 months, and which is why I hadn't heard from her. I was worried about her. And then she got cracks in her rib from coughing so much. So she had to go to the hospital for a while, but she's out and she's doing better, so that's the joy. And then the other one is I just found out yesterday, I took my cat, because I was already concerned about her, in for what they call a quality of life exam. And she is now on hospice. And I will probably be making the decision by the end of the week or a little more. So she's out of pain now, which I didn't realize she was in as much pain as she is, because those of you who are not familiar with cats, they belong to a special group of animals which are both predator and prey. And they have to be stoic in order to stay alive in the wild. So I didn't detect the signs of pain right away, but she's doing much better now. But she still doesn't look happy, so I'm thinking it's probably going to be time very soon.
Thank you, Lauren. Is there anyone else? Alec?
Hi everyone, I've got a quick joy to share, which is that this month I tried baking bread for the first time. I've baked lots of cakes, but nothing that needed proving. So this is the first time that I've tried making real bread, and it was a really great success. It was really delicious. It was a chocolate babka, and it came out really good, so that was great for me.
Anyone else? Is there anyone online who would like to share their joy or concern? No? Okay, then we'll have Sandra come up, please, and put a stone in our chalice water. We place a stone in our water chalice to represent the joys and concerns we have shared with our church community, and in recognition of those we hold close and have not shared. May we remember those who have spoken, those they have named, and those we hold in silence in our hearts. Our hymn now is 1024, When the Spirit Says Do, from the teal hymnal. That's the blue turquoise hymnal. Feel free to rise or sing as the Spirit moves you. The lyrics will also be projected on the screen. Now, please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 1024, When the Spirit Says Do.
You got to do when the Spirit says do. You got to do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you got to do. Oh Lord, you got to do when the Spirit says do. 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 You got to sing when the Spirit says sing. You got to sing when the Spirit says sing. When the Spirit says sing, you got to sing. You got to sing when the Spirit says sing. 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 You got to dance when the Spirit says dance. You got to dance when the Spirit says dance. When the Spirit says dance, you gotta dance, oh Lord. You got to dance when the Spirit says dance. 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 You got to shout when the Spirit says shout. You got to shout when the Spirit says shout. When the Spirit says shout, you gotta shout, oh Lord. You gotta shout when the Spirit says shout. 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 You got to do when the Spirit says do. You got to do when the Spirit says do. When the Spirit says do, you got to do. Oh Lord, you got to do when the Spirit says do. 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 Spirit says do.
This portion of our service is to support our beloved historical church. This can be accomplished in several ways. In addition to the weekly collection, you may send your checks to the church address, which is shown here on the slide. You may contribute by PayPal using the QR code, which is also shown here, as well as on the church website and in the newsletter. Stater Brothers Market gives our church a rebate on Stater grocery cards, which we will have in church each Sunday. You get the full value of your purchase, and the church also receives a percentage for free. Please see Robert Brown in the church office if you are interested in purchasing the gift cards. Please donate as the Spirit moves you by whatever method works best for you. Thank you for your generosity. To those who give of their time and their talent, thank you for your generous care and attention. To all of you who have joined us here today, thank you for the gift of your presence. Will our ushers now please come forward to receive the collection? A tote bag will also be passed around to collect food and hygiene items for our local community. Our next hymn is number 402, From You I Receive, from the Gray Hymnal. Feel free to rise or sing as the Spirit moves you. The lyrics will also be projected on the screen. Now please rise, embody your spirit, and join us in singing hymn number 402, From You I Receive.
From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live.
Now I would like to introduce Wren Monsour, who will be speaking to us on Reiki and the UU principles.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
So I will be indicating to Adam when he should change the slides. So Reiki and the UU principles. Change slide, please. What is Reiki? At its most basic definition, Reiki is a spiritual healing practice. As you can see, there is one of the ways to write Reiki on the screen above using the Japanese kanji symbols. There are at least 3 different ways, each with very subtle differences in meaning. But the most general direct translation is universal life energy. Now, this itself can also be interpreted in multiple ways. For one, it refers to what some would call the divine spark within all of us. For another, it specifically refers to life energy, or ki, which is guided by Rei, or spiritual consciousness. To quote William Lee Rand, founder of the International Center for Reiki Training, quote, "Reiki healing energy guides itself with its own wisdom, rather than requiring the direction of the practitioner." Next slide, please. In Reiki, we honor our lineage of master to student to their student and so forth until it gets to you. And so I will give a brief history, I did have to shorten this quite a bit, of the first 3 masters in the lineage of Western Reiki, starting with the founder. Usui Mikao Sensei, some people call him Dr. Usui, was a Buddhist monk, and as you know, Buddhism is one of the UU sources of wisdom. I will read to you an abbreviation of his memorial stone inscription, written and erected by his students 1 year after his death, translated from Old Japanese writing to modern Japanese and then to English, and then abbreviated for you here. The memorial stone inscription also includes the Reiki precepts, which you may have heard in the ingathering music. Memorial of Dr. Usui's virtue. Someone who studies hard and works assiduously to improve body and mind for the sake of becoming a better person is called a man of great spirit. People who use that great spirit for a social purpose, that is, to teach the right way to many people and do collective good, are called teachers. Dr. Usui was one such teacher. He taught the Reiki of the universe. Countless people asked him to teach them the great way of Reiki and to heal them. Dr. Usui was born on August 15th, 1865. His first name was Mikao. From what is known, he was a talented and hardworking student. As an adult, he traveled to several Western countries and China to study, worked arduously, but did at point run into some bad luck. However, he didn't give up and trained himself arduously. One day, he went to Mount Karama on a 21-day retreat to fast and meditate. At the end of this period, he suddenly felt the great Reiki energy at the top of his head, which led to the Reiki healing system. He first used Reiki on himself, then tried it on his family. Since it worked well for various ailments, he decided to share this knowledge with the public at large. He opened a clinic in Tokyo in April 1922. He not only gave treatment to countless patients, some of whom had come from far and wide, but he also hosted workshops to spread his knowledge. In September 1923, the devastating Kanto earthquake shook Tokyo. Thousands were killed, injured, or became sick in its aftermath. Dr. Usui grieved for his people, but he also took Reiki to the devastated city and used its healing powers on the surviving victims. His clinic soon became too small to handle the throng of patients, so in February 1925, he built a new one outside Tokyo in Nakano. His fame spread quickly all over Japan, and invitations to distant towns and villages started coming in. It was during his stay in Fukuyama that he was hit by a fatal stroke on March 9th, 1926. He was 62 years old. Dr. Usui had a wife named Sadako. They had a son and a daughter. Dr. Usui was a very warm, simple, and humble person. He was physically healthy and well-proportioned. He never showed off and always had a smile on his face. He was also very courageous in the face of adversity. He was, at the same time, a very cautious person. His talents were many. He liked to read, and his knowledge of medicine, psychology, fortune-telling, and theology of religions around the world was vast. This lifelong habit of studying and gathering information certainly helped pave the way to perceiving and understanding Reiki. Reiki not only heals, but also amplifies innate abilities and balances the spirit, and thus helps achieve happiness. To teach this to others, you should follow the 5 principles of the Meiji Emperor and contemplate them in your heart. They should be spoken daily, once in the morning and once in the evening. Just for today, don't get angry, don't worry, be grateful, work hard, be kind to others. Sit still and in silence every morning and evening with your hands together in the Gasho prayer position. Follow the great principles and work on your heart and do things from the quiet space inside of you. Anyone can access Reiki because it begins within yourself. Many of Dr. Usui's students converged to build this memorial here at Saihoji Temple in the Toyotama district. May many understand what a great service Dr. Usui did to the world. Next slide, please. The next person in our Western Reiki lineage was one of Dr. Usui's students, Dr. Chujiro Hayashi. He was one of Usui Sensei's students who founded his own clinic. He was a retired Japanese Imperial Navy doctor, and after a trip to Hawaii to help one of his students set up a clinic, the Navy ordered him to give information on both military and civilian areas. Having become a pacifist at this time, he refused. And to protect his family, he committed seppuku, ritual suicide. He died honorably May 11, 1940. Next slide, please. The student whom he helped set up a clinic in Hawaii was Mrs. Hawaio Takata, and all of Western Reiki comes through her. After World War II, she changed the story of Reiki as she told it to be more Western and Christian. She changed the way of teaching to be more Western. For example, she asked for high costs of lessons because Westerners connect value with monetary cost. Instead of taking months or years to train each of the 3 levels of learning Reiki, she gave short single-day or single-weekend classes, trusting the students to practice on their own time, because she knew Westerners are so very busy. She taught a healing session routine rather than training students to feel energy intuitively. And although most classes are more reasonably priced today, most Reiki practitioners still use her methods. She died December 11, 1980, just a few days before her 80th birthday. Next slide, please. Reiki today. You can find today both Western and traditional Japanese style Reiki classes just about everywhere around the world. There are many paths and branching lineages with different focuses, such as chakra work, connecting with angels, or focusing on just simple relaxation techniques. On the slide, you can see just a few examples of professional Reiki organizations and schools. My own path and philosophy of Reiki is still growing. For example, I like to respect the historical Buddhist roots while embracing what inspires me personally, such as the Celtic fairy faith. Next slide, please. And now I will take you through a guided meditation, the Ocean of Holy Love, which is a Reiki meditation from the teachings of the Holy Fire Reiki path. I will first read a bit of a description. The ocean of holy love is an ocean of liquid light that contains many colors and frequencies which provide healing for a wide range of conditions and uses. The energy is very soothing and feels wonderful. The student can dive under the water and breathe in the liquid light. When doing this, the liquid light flows through the student's entire body, relaxing and healing. There may also be flames of holy fire Reiki, both above and below the surface. The flames do not burn. They feel wonderful as they purify, heal, guide, empower, and protect. The experiences a student can have may include swimming and floating on the surface, diving and swimming under the surface, breathing in the light, and having waves of the ocean wash over one's body. Many other experiences can take place as well, as each experience is uniquely guided by the Holy Fire Reiki to provide what the student needs. Some will have visual experiences, others will feel the energy flowing around and within, and for some, the experience will take place mostly in the unconscious parts of the mind, while the student remains in a state of calm and peace. The experience is directed by the Holy Fire Reiki, so it is important not to try to direct it yourself, but to let go completely and trust. Simply allow yourself to be guided and to go with the flow. Let me prepare a moment. A bit of the guided meditation, and then I will play the ocean wave sounds on my phone. Hopefully the sound works well. Okay. This is the ocean of holy love experience. Close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. It is a beautiful day, warm and sunny. You're walking down a path in a lush forest. As you breathe into yourself, you breathe in the life energy of the forest. And with each step that you take, you feel the energy of the earth flowing up through the bottoms of your feet. As you walk along, you notice up ahead it is getting lighter, and that you are coming to the edge of the forest. As you walk out of the forest, you notice the path is starting to get sandy, and you hear the sound of the ocean. Walking out onto the beach, the ocean is before you. As you walk along, you notice a log has been washed up on the beach, creating a nice place to sit and lean up against. Go ahead and sit and relax against the log. This is no ordinary ocean. It is the ocean of holy love. Listen to the sound of your breathing and imagine it is the sound of the waves washing up onto the beach and then flowing back into the ocean. The ocean of holy love is guiding you. Follow the guidance. And we surrender this entire experience to the Holy Fire Reiki. Thank you. Now, if this were a Reiki class, we would have gone for a bit longer instead of 3 minutes, and I would ask you all to write down your experiences and share with the class. Unfortunately, we don't quite have enough time for that right now, but you are welcome to discuss it amongst yourselves later, or feel free to come up and tell me what happened. Next slide, please. Now, we finally get to the meat of it. Reiki and the UU principles. The first principle of UUism, and we have 7, and you can see them on the wall over there. Our first principle is the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Now, as you already know, Reiki is universal. And similar to Namaste, which means something like the God Spirit in me recognizes the God Spirit in you, when you recognize that the energy that flows through you is the same energy that flows through all people, it's easier to understand how we are all existentially equal and equally worthy of respect and dignity. Next slide, please. Our second UU principle is justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Our Reiki precept, I will be kind to others, I think exemplifies this, as well as remembering Dr. Hayashi's sacrifice in the name of preventing harm, protecting his family name, and the people of Hawaii. While most of us should never be in such a position, we should all be firm in our convictions to act for justice, equity, and compassion. Next slide, please. Our third UU principle is acceptance of one another and encouragement of spiritual growth in our congregations. Reiki has many, many paths, and we cannot say that any one of them are not Reiki. Reiki helps us grow our own spirituality and therefore must take many forms because we take many forms. Next slide, please. Our fourth UU principle is a free and responsible search for truth and meaning. Reiki is not tied to any one religion. And I think just as Usui Sensei traveled the world and learned from many perspectives, so must we understand that as UUs, our search for meaning is an act of prayer. We don't find our meaning by isolating ourselves and ignoring the world, but by experiencing the world. Next slide. Our fifth principle of UUism is the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and in society at large. Reiki is not tied to any strict form of government, but we also must understand that the founder was a devoted follower of the Meiji Emperor, and while we do not have anything specific that he spoke of on politics, he likely supported the expansion of Japan as an empire in his time. Just yesterday, I took a class called Decolonizing Your Reiki Practice. As Americans, we have to be aware of how we might unknowingly approach other cultures with a colonizer mindset. But we also need to understand that in the example of Reiki, Japanese culture of the time was similar. There is no perfect past to return to, And Usui Sensei, while a great man, was not a perfect one. And it is our responsibility today to honor the teachings of the past while adapting them to our present. Next slide, please. The sixth principle of UUism is the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. Reiki today is practiced worldwide and encourages us to learn from beyond our own space. When we reach across the world, not with a desire to control, but with respect and curiosity, we get ever closer to world peace. Next slide, please. And finally, our seventh UU principle, respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part. It goes without saying, again, Reiki is universal and connects us all. Without this interdependent web of all existence, Reiki wouldn't exist. We could not heal others. We could not heal ourselves. When we respect and embrace this web of existence, we see a connection that has always and will always be there between us and everyone and everything we interact with, our friends, strangers, plants growing along the sidewalk, and even the sidewalk itself. When we open ourselves to channel Reiki energy, we can be that shining light for all of them. Thank you. Our closing hymn now is number 413, Go Now in Peace, from the Gray Hymnal. Feel free to rise or sing as the Spirit moves you. The lyrics will be projected on the screen. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing hymn number 413, Go Now in Peace.
Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the Spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go. Go now in peace, go now in peace. May the Spirit of love surround you everywhere.
May we release all energies that are less than love. Help free our mind and body of all that no longer serves us. We send back any energies that aren't ours with love. We anchor into ourselves and the present moment. Namaste, amen, and blessed be.
Thank you, Wren, for sharing your valuable time and insights with us this morning. It is sincerely appreciated, and we look forward to seeing you again. We will have 10 to 15 minutes for a discussion and Q&A following the service for those who wish to share your thoughts and observations on today's topic. Please be aware this will be included on the video that is posted. For the rest of you, you are now welcome to adjourn into the parish hall.
Would anyone like to come up and share their thoughts or any questions?
Are you a practicing technician?
Yes, I am.
Can I make an appointment with you, please?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
I also have business cards on the table out front.
Perfect.
Diane?
Hi there. Okay. Absolutely fantastic information. So topical at this particular point in our world right now. Such words of wisdom and so much to think about and to try to practice each day. You were asking how people respond. I'm going to tell you how I did with the love meditation. I found listening to it, if I could take my mind into that, which I seem to be able to do and visualize that, interestingly enough, tears started to roll down my eyes. Now, these were not tears of sorrow. These were tears of absorbing a tremendous thing that I was feeling from what you provided for us to experience. So for that, thank you for making me cry. I just wanted But, oh my, each one of us has our own journey. And right now, I welcome you all to take with you what I think I'm going to attempt to do, and even explain this as much as I can to some folks that have not been here about the value of knowing about this. And thank you for the time you invested. It took a lot of effort to create this, and it was such a gift you gave to those who are here and those who will hear about this if we pass it forward. And it's up to each of us to decide how we'll practice it and how we might pass this idea forward to others and share this joyful idea that love does matter, kindness is vital now, and unity is so important in a time where there's so much turbulence. That's it. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank you, so helpful. Can you hear me? I'm Sue, pronoun she and her. That was just so helpful right now. I don't know what the 5 that you say in the morning and the evening are, but I know one was let go of anger and let go of worry. Yesterday when I heard the news about us attacking Iran, I was paralyzed. I was angry, I was worried, and it took over my entire body. It was like a physical sensation, and it took a while to shake it. And so to be able to sit with that meditation and feel that calm and listen to the ocean, and I was imagining I was at the ocean with my toes dipping into the water. I was able to go there. It just reminded me how meditation is very helpful. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Is there anyone else who would like to come up and share their thoughts? I'd like to share something. Yeah. One statement that really stayed with me was, there is no perfect past to go back to. So no matter, how good we think that the past was compared to what is in the present, I think it's all relative, and that we have to keep trying to improve as we go forward. And remember that we are not perfect. So, thank you. Is there anyone online who would like to share their thoughts with us today? That's it. Okay. If there are no further comments, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Now please join us in the parish hall for further fellowship and the first Sunday lunch. Thank you for being here.